Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Hey, Brian, thank you. To answer your last question, I wouldn't exactly say you're overreacting. There's a lot of merit to saying all the, to talking about all the ridiculous things that they say.
Hmm.
But I think that the hypocrisy comes from on the left. I'm not saying you particularly, but it comes from on the left because, there are many times when racist jokes are made, and if the Republicans said what Democrats said, they
Okay.
would have had a
So, Dave,
meltdown. Like,
okay,
for
I hear
example,
you. So, Dave, to challenge you on that, can you name me a Kamala Harris rally in the last 2 months where they had somebody making racist jokes?
not to my knowledge, no, they're
So
smart
why would
enough
you make
not to
that?
do that.
Okay, then with all due respect, why would you make that claim then? We have two people that are running for office, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. At Donald Trump
Right.
rallies, they spread hatred, they spread bigotry, they make racist jokes. It didn't just happen last night. They've been doing this at his rallies for months, and I've attended some of those. Kamala Harris is running on the left, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. Can you name me any of their rallies at all where somebody said anything even close to the type of bigotry and hatred that was heard last night at MSG?
No, I'm not. Look, they're better strategically. They're smart enough not to do that. But it's not. I'm not specifically talking about rallies. I mean, look, in 2020, Biden literally said to black voters, "If you don't know to vote for me or Trump, then you're not a
Okay,
black
so
person."
let's
I
talk
mean,
about that.
that is
Let's talk about that. First of
sure.
all, with all due respect, that's a bad analogy. Number one, he admitted he was wrong and he apologized for it. Donald Trump has never apologized for anything. And by the way, I don't consider that
Mhm.
making a racist joke. He made a
I didn't say it was
statement.
a joke. I'm
Right,
saying it was a
right.
comment that was.
Sure. He was
What
trying,
my point is that
but
they
he,
gave him the pass.
no, they didn't. What are you talking about? I
Yes,
heard
they did give
there
him a
were a
pass
lot of people that were,
because if any
okay,
Republican said that, they
okay,
never would have let it
he
down, even if they
apologized.
apologized.
He apologized and he said he was wrong. And I'm talking about the two candidates that are running for office right now, though, Dave. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but
I understand, but my point is that the Democrat voters, they are right when they say Republicans are ridiculous for what they're doing, but then the hypocrisy lies in when they'll very often do the same thing. I mean,
they
you are right;
don't
it's
do the
not
same thing,
specifically
Dave.
at rep.
Dave,
Yeah.
hear me out on this. They don't do the
Well,
same
look at
thing.
what George
Give
Lopez
me
did,
one.
which I
Okay,
listened to. What you
okay. Give me one example of a Kamala Harris rally or a Tim Walz rally where anything is
right?
said even close to what was said last night at MSG, and then I'll agree with you.
Well, I wouldn't exactly. I mean, you could kind of say this is close when she made the sort of passive aggressive remark about Christians, which
Right.
saying, "Oh, it's at the smaller rally down the street." Now, now I thought that was kind of dumb on her part because it's not like all Christians are strictly conservative. There are plenty
Right.
of liberal Christians out there who do vote for Kamala, and I'm not going to hold her to that. I didn't think it was that big of a
Dave,
deal.
all I'm
It was
saying is
just
I
kind of
don't. Dave, all I'm saying is I don't think that's a very fair equivalency to what you are. Listen, in the history of this country, have Democrats said some awful things? Sure, but we're talking about two candidates in 2024. These types of statements don't happen at Kamala Harris rallies. They happen almost every day with Donald Trump, with members of his staff. Every day, Dave. I appreciate your call, my friend, and I just don't think that's a very fair equivalency.